Okay, okay. The plan here is, hello. I promised myself I was going to do a Diggs rig rundown thing. All my toys, all my guitars. You can see them behind me. Look, dun dun dun. It's not actually a studio. This is my living room. But I've got all these guitars and all my favourite toys. I got them all at different times and they turned up at the right time. I had the cash at the time. They're not overly expensive guitars, they're really good guitars, they're really good fun to play. It's not about the money, it's about how the guitar feels when you play it. I'm a firm believer in that as well. You can get a really cheap guitar and it's the best guitar you've ever played. So, I'm going to do like a rig rundown thing, I think they call it. With the help of the second bottom up first. One of those nights, it's a Monday, you know. So, from the start, I'll have to go over here to get the lead out of the washburn. So, wow. Here's the washburn you've seen before, so I'm going to unplug that. My new amplifier arrived, that's the second one, the bucket here. My new amplifier arrived today, and it's a Roland AC60. It's an acoustic amp, and you can plug the microphone and the guitar in at the same time for doing pub gigs and stuff like that. Just arrived, it's absolutely fantastic. I've got orange micro tethers and stuff, but hopefully do another video with them too. But from the top, back to the rack here, which is nice, turn around to pick up your own guitar. Yeah. This is my yellow Telecaster. It's actually a, I don't know if you can see that in the light there. It's a Squire Telecaster. And my mum and dad love this. This was my 21st birthday present. I turned 21, my mum and dad gave me a cheque, payable to MD for £200, and myself and my pal DC went up to Glasgow and I wanted a yellow Telecaster. I think the film Crossroads was out at the time and the guy in that played a yellow Telecaster and it had to be a yellow Telecaster. Up until then I was playing acoustic guitars, doing Bob Dylan stuff, but I wanted to get into the blues thing. And the two went up to Glasgow, we wandered about the shops for a while and DC knows his stuff with the guitars and he kept picking them up and feeling the weight off them. And went, no, you don't want that, that's plywood, that's plywood. And we found this, it was second hand, I think it's a mid-80s Squire Telecaster. And nice guitar, it was exactly what I wanted and it was the weight off it. You could actually tell the difference with the weight of the guitars. I had it for years obviously, not a boy anymore. So at 21 I had it, it was great, the best guitar ever. As I got older and played more electric guitars, I found out the pickups, as usual, were the weakness. So I put the standard coil pickups. So it's Telecaster pickups, but they're made by a company called Wilkinson. So I re-pickuped it, if that's a word, and I put the new pickups in. And what actually happens is it starts to sound like a Telecaster. I've played proper Fender Telecasters and this feels exactly the same. It's just a really nice guitar to play. I can't really think of any songs to play on it, but just a sound thing. I'm going to go through all the guitars, so I'll just give you a kind of rough sound on it. It goes a little bit something like this. So that was my yellow Telecaster, that's my 21st birthday present from my mum and dad. But I've got a lot to get through, so moving swiftly on. The next one I got, back down here, was smash it in against the rest of them. This one here, my Gibson Explorer. This is the most expensive guitar I own. It's been through a lot of wars and stuff with me. So it's not exactly worth what it's meant to be because it's not in mint condition. I can assure you it's been all over the place. It's had some wild times. It's in a worse state than me. That's saying something. So what actually happened with this, a friend of mine was into guitar in the late 90s maybe, and he got himself a brand new Fender Strat. It was I don't know, like a Bon Jovi kind of era. So it wasn't really a Fender Stratocaster, it was called a Fender Strat. And it was bright pink with one active pickup in it. And I was talking away, getting on with the guy fine, and he said he had an old fashioned electric guitar in a case on top of his wardrobe, if I was interested. And I said, yeah, what is it? He said, oh, it's one of these funny 80s shaped things. I was like, yeah, cool. I went round to his house and I seen it, Gibson Explorer in the Gibson case, pink fur-lined case, and he wanted £250. Everybody that knows anything about guitars, a Gibson Explorer for £250. The flight case is worth £250, and with it I got a Marshall, I think it was a 12-watt practice amp, and a Laney 100-watt head, and two Laney 2x12 cabinets for £250. I nearly broke his wrist shaking his hand, and I made him promise me, don't answer the phone, don't answer the door, I'm going to the bank now, don't talk to him until I come back. And he did, he honestly waited until I come back. I gave him the £250, and it's the most expensive guitar I own, as in if you tried to buy one new, I think you're £1,500, somewhere around about there to buy one new. This has been with me a long time, it's just an absolute joy to play. The Gibson's something, it's a Gibson, what can you say? And again, it's one of those, everybody goes barn finds and shed finds and stuff like that. This was the luckiest moment of my life to get this for £250 with the amplifiers in. The flight case was just beyond belief. I could not believe it. But it's a Gibson, what can you say? Sounds like a Gibson, plays like a Gibson. It is a proper humbucker, just an awesome guitar. But we have to keep moving on. There's so many guitars, and you know, only so much in the memory card. So put the Gibson back. What was the next one? Next one would be my Honor, I suppose. Yep. Right. This is I put a video up on YouTube with most of the guitars on it. I tried to do a rundown of all the guitars. I keep modifying them all. I change pickups and I change the guitars and I straighten necks and change strings and everything else as well. So, it's got Mighty zebra humbuckers in it, and I put a Bigsby, I have to take the lead out for this, swivel that round that way. Let's get the Bigsby, proper, genuine Bigsby feckin', not I'll get the Bigsby tremolo in it. And I put all the gold things on it as well. Bling, can't go wrong with bling. So this was the Honor HS35HG. It's the 335 Gibson. This is like Honor's version of it. And again, it's lovely to play. It took a wee bit of modifying, but what a great guitar. It's just really nice. One of those things, I think it was the last thing I bought with my credit cards, so I realised credit cards were a bad idea. I overdid it with the credit cards, and I had to get a bank loan to pay off my credit cards, and this was the last thing I bought with my credit card before I cut it up and flung it in the fire. And I actually went round and I played the guitar for about 4 or 5 hours in the wee shop and made sure it was definitely the guitar I wanted. And after much modification, it was an absolutely stunning guitar to play. When I'm sitting here on my own, I tend to pick a there's tunes on, I think, oh, that's a great tune, and it's a joy to be able to pick up a certain guitar for a certain sound. And this is one of those guitars, any of the old rockabilly stuff. Because of the Bigsby tremolo, it used to get that. Just a joy. Moving swiftly on though, because again we're not here to play all the tunes on them. So unplug that. The next one I acquired, if you can remember which one that was. We've done that, and that. Line 6. Right, with the Variax, the Line 6. Go from Crazy Pete, a good friend of mine. Oh, the ultimate Bluesman. Excellent, there's still batteries in it. This is a weird one as well. Don't know if you can see the back of that there. In there, there's batteries. You see that? You have to actually lock and load the guitar. It's got a power supply on the floor, but you have to lock and load it with about 6 or 8 batteries or something. And this is the one, if you've seen the video before, this is the one that does the banjo sound and stuff. So you get, resonant. This might sound like a Telecaster. The Spank, which is might be a Stratocaster. Lester's might be a Les Paul. Rockabilly's meant to be like a, what would be a Gretsch or something like that. The funny thing with this is you plug it into the laptop and line 6, this is Variax, it's maybe Yamaha, but line 6 actually it's computer programmable, so you can adjust, there's no pickups, if you can see that. There's each individual string's got its own pickup, so you can actually auto-tune it, you can detune it and open tune it just by flicking the switch once you've programmed it in through the laptop. Crazy, but really nice. It's actually the physical playing it, it's really nice, and the fretboard, it's a really nice feel to the guitar. Doesn't feel like anything else I've played before, but because you've got loads of different sounds, you can choose loads of different instruments, tunings, whatever you want on it. And it's one of those kind of, I don't know, if I was going somewhere and didn't know what I was going to play, if I take this with me, I can make it sound like acoustic, I can make it sound like a 12-string acoustic, I can make it sound like a banjo, I can make it sound like a dobro, I can change the tunings. If I want a capo, if somebody's using a capo, I don't use them, but I can actually alter the tuning on this to sound like a capo, so I can up tune it or down tune it. Crazy guitar. My pal, Crazy Pete, had it, and I was like, brilliant. He wasn't really using it, so I managed to get it off him, and I love it. I love all my guitars, for awesome. All my toys. But that was the Line 6. Moving swiftly on. What's my next guitar? This is just the electric ones as well. In between all this, I've got acoustic guitars as well. So the next one would be Line 6. This one here. Here we go. This is a made in Mexico Fender Stratocaster. Genuine, it says Fender on the neck. It's a genuine Fender Stratocaster made in Mexico. This is what they call an HSS. So it's a humbucker at the back and single. So it's humbucker, single, it's HSS. That's why they call it that. For years, I couldn't play Stratocasters because when I was strumming, I kept hitting the volume control while I was strumming, and it was just a nuisance. It turns out I was playing cheap guitars. If you get a proper Fender, the volume control is exactly where you want it, so you can turn up your pinky. And it is what it says in the tin. Everybody plays Stratocasters, Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton, everybody the Stratocaster. Because you've got the 5-position switch here, so you can go. You've got get 5 different tones for depending if you want to go twangy, or you want to play mellow, and everything in between. That's the 5-position switch, and you can adjust all your tones and volume. It is what it says in the tin. It's a Fender Stratocaster. They're just stunning guitars to play. Everything feels right. Everything sounds the way you want it to, and it stays in. It's just a Fender Stratocaster. I can't oversell this. There's that many folk use them. It is a stunning guitar to play. This belongs to my pal Dave Chain, and he's given it to me because he doesn't really play it. And it was just sitting in a case, and I've got it, and I love it so much. Hopefully he'll give in and just give it to me, it'd be great. But this is the Fender Stratocaster made in Mexico. So, Fender Strat. Moving swiftly on. Next guitar in the rack. Oh, I hope not now. Ha! My pride and joy. This is my Fender Jaguar. This is a made in Japan. There's MIM is made in Mexico, MIJ is made in Japan, and it's the Fender company itself. It was the same guitars. They just leased the company out, or they moved the company to different places. It's not the Squire is an affiliation of Fender. These are genuine Fenders. They work with the same machine heads, same hardware and everything else. And this guitar is stunning. I got this from another friend of mine, Ross. He had it for ages. I think he got it because he was into Nirvana at the time. And Kurt Cobain played I don't know if it was a Mustang or a Jaguar, but Ross went and bought this guitar in black and chrome. Just love, that's my favourite colours, black and chrome. Black and chrome, a flame paint job. Ross bought this and he loved it, and he didn't really play it that much, and it became an ornament in the back of his living room. And at one point it was out in the island he comes from, and he was saying he was needing to not get rid of it, he needed to pass it on to somebody. Unfortunately, he passed it on to me, and it is absolutely stunning. The Jaguar, this is a special one. It's got dragster pickups. So Fender tended to use single coil pickups, and to keep up with the Gibson thing, the Les Paul, they actually used humbuckers in this, and they overwound them and called them dragster pickups. This is a hardtail, because the other problem with the Jaguar was the tremolo on it, a locking tremolo, and a lot of folk complained because of an out of tune and stuff. There was a bit of a problem with it. This one's hardtailed, and you've got so much selection. If you put this switch here, you put that to the top, you have a volume control and a treble, a tone control, sorry. So you have volume and tone. They might not be in tune. If you flick it down the way, then it gives you this control here. This is your volume and your tone down here. But this is your pickup selectors. So if you flick this one up, nose down, that gives you the neck pickup. Take that one off, and flick up that one, gives you the bridge pickup, a lot brighter. And if you flick both of them up, this switch here is it changes phase in the pickups. It kind of alternates the positive negative thing. Don't know if you can hear that, but the amount of options and tone you have, and again it plays like a Fender. It's just a beautiful guitar to play. That was my Fender Jaguar from Ross, good friend, a very, very good friend of mine for giving me this. So that was my Fender Jaguar, and after that, I'll start keeping moving on. See all the toys I've got. I could sit in here, play 7 songs and play 7 different guitars. How cool is that? Where are we? Wow. This one here. Before we get to the novelty guitars, this is the first of the crazy guitars. This is my Ibanez, my G-I-O, G-O, G-O. Can you count them? Right, this is my Ibanez 7-string, because obviously you need that extra string, don't you? Really good for heavy metal, if you want to do the down low stuff. What happens is the top string here, so you've got the normal 6 strings, and then they drop an element down. So it's like a bass string, I suppose. It's not mainly meant for, you can play anything on it, but it's that bass thing, that's an E, so that's what you would get in a guitar if you were playing normally, so that's your E thing. Because of the 7 string you can go. So you've got that. That's my 7-string Ibanez. This was a lot of stuff. I'm on eBay quite a lot, and I tend to surf through all the guitar stuff and see what's there. If it's something I don't have, or it's something that catches my eye, and it's in the right price range, I tend to go, I need that in my life. And this is one of those guitars. If you play it normally, like a normal guitar, everybody that plays guitars, Ibanez have really nice, thin, narrow necks. They're really nice to play, they're all really nice guitars. Even the cheap ones all the way to the really expensive ones, they're just nice guitars to play. The Ibanez's are brilliant. I needed the 7-string. A friend of mine, DC again, he's got a 7-string, and I had a shot of that, but at the time I couldn't play it. And the hardest thing with this is to play it normally. So if you want to play like G, C and D, fine, but your muscle memory tells you that finger there should be in the top string. But you can't do that because that string is just not meant to be there. Everything I learned before, there's an extra string on it. So it's you get that extra couple of notes in there. If you're playing lead and stuff like that, it's cool because you've got an extra place to go to. You can actually go really down low and really up high. You've got a long run to run right the way up the neck to the high end. 24 frets as well, so you've got the 2-octave neck. Just a nice guitar. I seen it, it was the right price, and I just had to have one. You have to have a 7-string guitar in your collection just in case the moment takes you. Any excuse. So, that was the Ibanez G.O. I use it some, I play with them all. I take them all out and have a go at them. Some of them are better suited to other things. My novelty guitars. This is, other folk might not bother. A lot of people love the brand name thing. It has to be Fender, it has to be Gibson, it has to be a brand name. And I just love guitars. My Flying V. Okay. There's holes in the back of there. You can see them. This actually came with exhausts at the back. A Gibson Flying V. You're talking, if you can pick one up, you're lucky. If you get one for £600-700, you're lucky. A lot of folk didn't like them because you can't sit on your knee like that because it slides away. So what you have to do is you have to jam the V under your thigh. And I got this, I think it was £69.99, brand new, on eBay, and it's a Stag G-Force. Stag's well known for, what is it they call it? You can't say cheap anymore. It's affordable stuff. Stag's good for affordable leads, affordable guitars, affordable everything. Now what happened was I got this, and the idea was it's £70, £69.99. I thought to myself, well, even if it doesn't work, it would make a really good rock video. If I just smash it into the windscreen of an old car or something like that for 70 quid, it would make a great video. Turns out the pickups were really good. The neck was a wee bit warped, so I actually straightened the neck again, and the bridge piece. I like roller bridges, so I changed the bridge piece and changed the tail piece, and it actually stays in tune. I got the action down and stuff. and it turns out it's a nice guitar to play. But I call these my novelty guitars because they're not brand name, and they're just, I love the fact there's funny shapes on them. It's really cool as well. Yeah, really good fun. That's my Flying V. Like I said, it was one of those, the fact the exhausts were coming out the back just fascinated me. And it's got the checker plate thing up the front, like a hot rod. And the exhaust, I thought the exhausts on the picture were actually a stand it was sitting on, but it actually came with exhausts. With the exhausts on, you can't put it in your knee. So you end up going back to use the strap, but it slides off all the time. This was one of my novelty guitars. I love it. I pick it up if I'm in I don't know, an 80s glam rock kind of mood. This is my go-to guitar. If I'm wearing my spandex, my cowboy hat, this is the guitar I go to. And that was my Flying V. So, we'll put that back over here. Another novelty guitar. This one's absolutely ridiculous. I think it cost me £35. This is a Jacksville. I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up. I'll try. Don't know if you can see that. No, it's maybe just reflecting back. On the back of it actually says the X Factor. So it's an X Factor guitar. I don't know if anybody ever used one on the X Factor or whether it was something else. This was the same as the Flying V. The pickups were okay, the actual neck was okay, it was straight enough, and it played okay. It just looks mental. It's a big thing out the back there, it's cool. The pickups, quite good pickups. I had to replace the bridge was all over the place, and I replaced that, moved it a wee bit, and back to novelty guitar. Put on the cowboy hat, the cowboy boots and the spandex leggings, then yeah, you can do the darkness, you could be anything you wanted to be. But that's the X Factor Jacksville. Everybody needs crazy toys in their life. But it was the shape of it. I just loved the shape of it, and I seen it. And like I said, it was buttons. I think this is one of the guitars you could buy that you bought it in a case or in a cardboard box, but you got an amplifier, you got the guitar strap with it, you got your pickups with it, or pickups or the picks. You got a guitar tuner, and I think you got the whole box for like £150. So the guitar, you're talking about 50 quid worth of guitar. I got it for about 35, 40 quid. I couldn't not buy it, just because it looked so ridiculous. There's times in my life where I need ridiculous guitars. So that was my Jacksville. Have a look at now. Yay! There's a funny one. This is reflecting off the camera. There's a chrome strip there. I don't know if you noticed that. Pretty much all my guitars pretty much have them. And what it is, somebody said to me, why have all your guitars got chrome bits up here? I have arthritis in my wrists, and I was wearing magnetic bracelets, and I was actually damaging the guitars when I was strumming and hitting the guitars and stuff. So these are just mirrored tiles that stick on tiles, and what I did was actually cut them to the shape so I didn't actually damage the guitar when I was hitting it, when I was wearing the magnetic bracelets. So yeah, so that's the Jacksville X Factor guitar. I've got the X Factor. I have it. There it is there. Looks like a fresher sharp, the pickups. Yeah, that was quite cool as well. Yeah, take that out of the way. And now we can come to the acoustic guitars. There's no point in the lead here. This one, if you see my videos, this is the one I bought in Australia in, was that 2014 or something? This cost me about 70 bucks, which is something like £55 out in Australia. Plastic backed. I just like the shape of it. Looked like an electric guitar, but back to it, doesn't matter what the make of the guitar is, if it plays okay, it's a good guitar. A bit of modification to move the neck and stuff and sort bits and pieces out to make it play, but it stays in tune. The machine heads are good. It's a good a beach party guitar, if you like. It's handy for that. That was one. Took the neck off it and jammed it into my suitcase and smuggled it back from Australia when I came back the last time. That's my, I don't even know what make it is. I think it's a Coburn or something. I don't even know if it's as expensive as a Coburn. I had it and done it. That's what it was. I stuck the wee Australia flag in the top of it there, just to, as if I was going to forget, but just to remind me it was an Australian guitar. And this one over here. I don't know if the acoustics are in tune much because I don't really play them that often. Probably not. This is an Encore, nice shade of blue. This guitar came to me from a friend of mine, Kenny, and he got it for his Christmas many years ago. His mum and dad bought me a guitar and he wasn't really into playing the guitar, so he was quite happy he got the guitar. They got him something nice, and after a year or two it ended up coming back to me because I was the person that played guitar. I've kept it with me, and it's another, just a very basic, very nice acoustic guitar to play. Wasn't overly expensive. I think it was £90 or something, but what do you want from an acoustic guitar? It's an interesting shade of blue. I'm quite happy with it. It stays in my collection because it's just one of those, if you want to pick up an acoustic guitar and play, it stays in tune, it plays nice, it's what it is, it's what it says in the tin. It's an Encore acoustic guitar. Moving swiftly on, we're getting through them fine. A half-hour video without actually playing it. This one here. This is the one I call Frankenstein. I had an idea in my head where I bought one of these small kids guitars with a built-in amplifier, and it cost me something like a £5. But the fact that it had a built-in amplifier was a speaker. You see there? So I had to find an old knackered acoustic guitar nobody wanted. This was jammed in somebody's loft, which is an attic for those who aren't from Britain or the UK or Scotland. But this was stuck up in somebody's loft for years and it didn't play. It was a really rubbish guitar. The action was too high, and it was perfect for what I wanted, because what I wanted to do was actually cut holes in it and try it. And what happened, it actually worked. Astounded me, I didn't think it was going to work. So there's a volume control here, which came out the kid's guitar, and there's a wee switch here, which you switch on. Hopefully the battery's still okay. It is, yay! So, the acoustic guitar, turn the volume up. But to get distortion on an acoustic guitar, and that was the whole point of putting the speaker in it. I stuck, there's people's business cards, my big brother's business cards, there's everybody else's business cards, there's stickers from Australia, there's just anything I found I could stick in the front of it. I tried to overdo it. I thought I'd put a bigger amplifier in it with a bigger speaker, and I punched a hole in the top of it. You can see it there. Because I don't care, I just punch holes in it. And then I punched a hole in the back of it for the speaker. And it turned out after putting the bigger amplifier in it, the speaker behind me, it was quieter than the kid's speaker I put in the front. So I took it all back out, but what actually happens with the hole up here means I can hear the guitar better, because it's sitting, that's going straight up into my face, so even acoustically. I've got the volume and the sound coming straight out into my face, which when you're playing it, sounds absolutely great. But it's just one of those guitars where it never used to matter. I could have flung it about anywhere, but I've had it long enough now, actually, I love having it. It's just one of those guitars, I've been worried if anything happened to it. Apart from the damage I've done to it, I've been worried if somebody else done damage to it. But that was my Frankenstein guitar. The sheer novelty of a built-in amplifier was awesome. So that's Frankenstein. Yay! See all the stickers on it and stuff. It's not exactly a pride and joy, but quite proud of it. Proud and joy. Put this back up here. Whoa. Whoa. There's an mission. I have other guitars. I've got an Ozark slim-lined acoustic guitar that's jammed over the back there. It needs bits and pieces done to it. I have a nylon strung guitar over there that I bought when I was up in Aberdeen with a friend of mine, Portia, in a charity shop. We went for a liquid lunch and I got the guitar for a tenner. I'll show you. Here we go. A wee nylon strung guitar out of a charity shop. It cost a tenner and it was just something to occupy my time while I was there. It's not quite in tune, but it was a tenner's worth of guitar. But if you're just wanting to muck about without any hassle and stuff, the nylon string, it's the only nylon strung guitar I've got. That was a tenner as well, and it hangs up on the wall, pride of place. It was a happy day out, a liquid lunch, and this was what I came back with. Wow. I could try and do the bit as well. Nah, I'll save all the rest of it for another video. Anyway, that was pretty much my rig rundown. I've got my Marshall amplifier, bought orange micro Tele amplifiers, I bought a dark Tele amplifier as well. I've still got loads of stuff to do, but that was pretty much my guitars. It's the ones I play all the time. They sit on the rack, they're pretty much all in tune, they've all got new strings. I string them all the time and keep them polished and clean and stuff. And when I'm sitting, I play along with, you've seen it in the videos hopefully, I play along with jam tracks on YouTube, and it depends on the jam track, depends which guitar I play. If it's rock and roll, I'll go for the Washburn. If it's something heavy metal, I'll tend to go for the Ibanez. And it's nice just to be able to pick up the random guitars, know they're in tune, plug them in, have a swiggy buckfast and get into the lead guitar and stuff like that. And it's just a joy. All my toys, I love them all so much. They're not expensive, they're not the best guitars in the world, but they're mine. They've all got a wee bit of story and a wee bit of history behind them, and I love them all. They're absolutely brilliant. There's no way I'm going to stop buying them if something else turns up that catches my eye. And again, it's not the expense of the guitar, it's the playability. I modify, unless I've got all the tools and stuff to modify them, change pickups, change bridges and stuff like that. I'm right into that. So even a bad guitar, when I get it, if it looks nice and I think it looks funky or looks cool, I'll actually buy the guitar and I'll make it play. Even if it's just a wee bit of something, I'll make the guitar play just to have it in my collection. If there's a wee bit of history behind it, brilliant. It makes it all worthwhile. And if not, some of them are just good fun to have as decorations throughout the living room. And that's it. That's all my toys. This video's taken a while and I'm glad you were here. I never played a lot of tunes. I'm going to get back to putting more tunes up on YouTube, but I just wanted everybody to see my toys. When I'm playing something, I'm usually sitting here, so that's the stuff in the background. There's other ones as well, I'll get back to them as well, but that's my main guitars and that's the main things I play with. Thank you very much for putting up with us. I'm so glad you are here and it was a joy to show you my toys. All the best, take it easy, hope you're having a good time in lockdown and everything else, which is an absolute nightmare. I hope you're doing great and I hope you survive it, and have a great Christmas and a great New Year, and I'll put more stuff up and hopefully you follow me. Brilliant. Cheers now, all the best, catch you soon.